Ken Trahan with Lenny Vangilder. It's our First NBC Bank weekend preview brought to you by First NBC Bank with 35 locations throughout Southeast Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNola.com. Well, it's a busy football weekend. Of course, Tulane, LSU, and the Saints, and, of course, prep football as well. And with regard to the big three, before we talk prep and get specific about the others, LSU, Tulane, Saints, big weekend on many fronts.
Well, they're all at home, first of all. LSU with what is now their home opener, Tulane back at home, the Saints with their home opener. And, you and I were just talking, Ken, I think if you were ever looking, and we haven't seen these in the history of time that often, but if there was ever a need for a 3-0 weekend, for a variety of reasons, this is it. Everyone, I don't want to call these must-wins, but these are critical games for all three of these teams for the variety of reasons.
Starting backwards, the analyticals have the Saints as the most probable winner in the NFL this weekend. That's how little people think of Tampa Bay based upon what they saw in Week 1 at home, getting beat by 4 touchdowns by a team that was 2-14 a year ago. Tampa Bay was horrendous in Week 1.
They were, and I think what happened is you got quickly behind the 8-ball. You gave up an early touchdown, immediately threw a pick six, then gave up another touchdown. 7 minutes in, you're down 21-0. You're talking about a team with a rookie quarterback playing in his first NFL game. That is a mountain to climb, and of course they did not do it, losing 42-14. The Saints, look, while we are obviously over-analytical here in New Orleans about the Saints, the fact of the matter is this: when the pundits on a national basis look at them, there's obviously still a lot of respect for what they are capable of doing. Just look last week. They were 2.5-point underdogs to Arizona, which is basically saying, if this game was played on a neutral field, yeah, we know the Saints were 7-9 and Arizona was 11-5, went to the playoffs last year. We think the Saints are better. That's what they're saying. So it's not a surprise to me that the Saints are the biggest favorite on the card this week.
Yeah, no question about it. And in retrospect, looking back, they did some good things in that game last week against a good football team in Arizona. So we'll see if they can carry it forward. But there's no question this is a must-win. They have to win this game. They don't win this game, I'll say it right here, it's going to be a long season. But I think they're going to win the game, so it's not going to be a long season. LSU, Tulane. Okay, we'll start with LSU. Obviously, much more important game. Tigers and Auburn at Tiger Stadium. It's really funny what a difference a year makes. Last year, LSU went to Auburn as an underdog, got beat 41-7. They're at home this year, and they're, more than a touchdown favored over Auburn, who's 2-0.
Go figure. Like we talked about on Monday. I mean, Auburn plummeted in the polls after winning. Of course, they had to go overtime to beat an FCS team in Jacksonville State, but at the end of the day, you win the game. If you keep winning in the SEC, you're going to be fine. Style points are nice when you're dealing with certain games, but at the end of the day, the SEC is so competitive, especially the SEC West. If you keep winning, you're going to be fine, and that's what's got to happen. However it is you do it, LSU, if they just keep playing the way Les Miles likes to play, and get it in the hands of number 7 and run essentially between the tackles, and let Brandon Harris throw it a little bit. If it works, it's all good.
I suspect they'll get a little bit looser every week as they move forward. With regard to Auburn, 5 interceptions for their quarterback in 2 weeks. That's been a real struggle. So if you're LSU, you just play man on the outside and you stack it to stop that running game that's typically so good for Auburn.
Yeah, and it's a different running game just with all of the things that they do out of the out of the read option and with a lot of guys in motion. It's not your typical traditional type I formation, toss, sweep, student body left, student body right type running game. This a lot of things you got to do, but LSU's got tremendous speed on the defensive side of the ball, and it bodes well for them to be able to try to attack this Auburn offense.
Tulane at home against Maine. They've got to win. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Listen, if Tulane was supposed to be 0-2, they're 0-2. That isn't the issue. The issue is how they got to 0-2. It's been very ugly on all fronts. They've simply been bad. Against pretty good teams, mind you, but all you need to do, Lenny, is look at last year when they were ahead of Georgia Tech late in the first half, when they really moved the ball extremely well on Duke. Neither one of those things happened this year. They were not competitive in either game.
No, they weren't. And by the way, I've already got my white on for the whiteout Saturday night there. I assume the team is wearing white.
I didn't get the memo.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it's a whiteout Saturday night. So if you're headed out, look, it might be a warm night, want to be in white anyway. It's a goal game at LSU on Saturday, so we got all the colors going there. So, but that said, no, this is a must win. We were talking about those. You don't like to use the words must win, but I think clearly on the heels of those two games, you got to right the ship, if nothing else, for the psyche of your football team to get back. And I think Tulane's got the ability to be a competitive team in the American. I mean, I don't think, based on what we've seen, this isn't going to be 0-12, but you got to start with one, and this is the best chance to get one this Saturday night.
High school football and the First NBC Prep Showcase, courtesy of First NBC Bank, continues this weekend with a West Bank rivalry, a game that hasn't been played very often at all in recent years.
Sean West, Jeff, and that should be a lot of fun. You got some good offenses there that have put up some points here in the early going, and like you said, they've not played a lot. They're neighbors. They're basically separated by 2 miles in the Harvey Canal, so it's should be a lot of fun. A lot of these players have been teammates on the playgrounds, perhaps went their separate ways, and now get a chance to kind of reconvene on the field this Friday night.
Yeah, it should be fun, and of course, don't miss the original Friday night, 21st year prep coverage from 6 p.m. to midnight, locally on WGSO 990 AM, statewide, of course, on the original network, and of course through sportsnola.com, where you can watch it and where you can follow the best scoreboard in the state, so you're up to date with all the scores while you listen to all the live reports via sportsnola.com through WGSO. We hope you'll do it because it's awfully good. We got a lot of really good people working really hard on it, including Alex.
And look, if you're at the games, which I hope you are on Friday night, everybody's got their smartphone with them now. You can follow along on your smartphone with all the scores. We got a responsive scoreboard that plays nicely on your smartphone. And, of course, we mentioned Sean West, Jeff. It'll be live Friday night on sportsnola.com. Watch the re-air Saturday at noon on WHNO TV 20.
In the spirit of political debates, you can listen to Alex, Michael, and then you can give him a grade when it's over with, right?
Yeah, exactly. We have to grade everything and, debate and,
and also how much time he had, right?
Right, exactly. And fact check, by the way.
Fact check.
Yeah, we've got to do that as well.
Did he get the yards right, the carries?
Right.
Did he get the score right?
Yeah.
Did he do it in the proper amount of time?
No, you're out of time, sir.
I'm out of time. That's it. So Alex got his plug. Lenny, thanks. Have a great weekend.
All right. We'll see you Monday.
That's our First NBC Bank weekend preview, brought to you by First NBC Bank, with 35 locations throughout Southeast Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle, and growing. That's First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNola.com. He's Lenny. I'm Kenny. Have a great weekend, and God bless you.